Hey everyone, Dino Scream here with a lot of Mattel Jurassic World news coming out of Toy Fair 2020. And before we jump into this, I just want to say thank you to Jurassic Outpost and Collect Jurassic for taking all these great pictures of all these cool looking new toys. Alright, so let's jump right into this, starting with the attack packs. First up is the Troodon, which is a new sculpt, and this figure looks really cool. I'm very excited that we're finally getting a Troodon in the Jurassic World line, and this dinosaur should look very familiar to those of you that played the Telltale Jurassic Park game. This dinosaur played a big part in that game. And next up is just a repaint of the Dimorphodon mold that we've seen plenty of times in the Jurassic World line. I don't really have too much to say about this one. This is just one of those repaints that I'm probably going to pass on. I'm not too excited for it. And next up is the repaint of the Moosaurus, and I'm actually very excited for this repaint. I absolutely love the Moosaurus mold. That mold made it into my top 5 Jurassic World toys of 2019, and I really am excited for this repaint. I will definitely be picking this up. And next up is our 1 millionth Raptor repaint. This isn't a bad repaint. This is probably one of those cases where I'll have to see this figure in person before I decide if I want to pick it up or not. And next up is, oh my god, I am so happy about this repaint. Whoever came up with this idea at Mattel to have a retro Jurassic Park Gallimimus repaint should get a raise. I've been wanting retro repaints based on the Kenner toys for a long time in this line, and I'm so happy that we're getting this Gallimimus. I really hope they decide to do more. I know everyone wants a Red Rex, and I think since this is a non-movie year, this is a great time to pump out some retro repaints on these figures. And next up, we're moving into the Savage Strikes, and we're getting a repaint of the Plesiosaurus. I really like the Plesiosaurus mold, and this repaint looks pretty good. I will probably be picking this one up. It does look really nice with the dark blue and white underbelly. And next up, we have the Monolophosaurus. This is the 4th time we're going to see the Monolophosaurus in the Mattel Jurassic World line, which is a good thing because those first 3 Monolophosauruses are kind of hard to find. The first one was a battle damage only Monolophosaurus that came packaged with a T-Rex. The second one was a Savage Strike that was only released in one wave. And then the last one was another battle damage Monolophosaurus that never saw a release in the United States. So it's nice that collectors are getting another chance to get their hands on a Monolophosaurus mold. And next up is, what is this? They finally decided to repaint the Stygimoloch. I've been complaining since the 5th release of that Stygimoloch mold in the same color scheme that we've seen like 12 times in this line. I can't believe they repainted it. I never thought it was going to happen. I thought we'd be seeing the same Stygimoloch over and over again till the end of time. So I am happy it's getting repainted. I think it's an ugly repaint, but nonetheless, we finally have a repainted Stygimoloch. And moving on to the Sound Strikes, we have a repaint of the Pteranodon. I am not a big fan of this Pteranodon mold. I actually own one in my collection. It's the one that came with the helicopter. So this is another repaint I'm probably going to pass on. And we're finally getting a Sound Strike Baryonyx. And I think I heard someone say that this Baryonyx is going to be featured in the Camp Cretaceous animated series that's coming out on Netflix in August. And I can say it's a nice repaint. I most likely will be picking this one up. And finally, we get a good look at the Majungasaurus. We knew this one was coming. No one knew what it was going to look like. And I can say this thing does not disappoint. I think this may be my favorite figure coming out so far this year. I absolutely love the vibrant colors on it. The sculpt looks amazing. This is a great toy. I am so happy that we're getting a Majungasaurus. Mattel has been killing it with new species lately in this line. And next up, we're getting another Triceratops repaint in the Soundstrike assortment. And I have to say, at least this one looks a lot better than the last Soundstrike Triceratops. I absolutely hated that repaint. I didn't pick it up. I do like this one because I do like blue on my dinosaurs, but we really need a larger Triceratops in the Jurassic World line. They just look too small next to the T-Rexes, and that's what we want. We want our Triceratops to fight our Rexes, so I really hope Mattel someday just puts this mold to bed. It's a really nice looking Triceratops, but it needs to be bigger. And next up is a Parasaurolophus. This is a repaint slash retool of the Dino Rivals Parasaurolophus, and I actually do like this repaint. I like the metallic looking colors on it, and I know a lot of people have been wanting a new Parasaurolophus. It's been over a year since we got the first one in the Jurassic World line, and I know a lot of new collectors are looking to add a Parasaurolophus to their collection, so this repaint is very welcomed. And next up is another new dinosaur. This is the Soundstrike Irritator, and we knew this one was coming too, but this is our first good look at it, and this thing looks so good. I can't believe we now have 4 Spinosaurus in the Jurassic World line. We got the Baryonyx, Suchomimus, Spinosaurus, and now the Irritator. What is Mattel turning into like mini collecty with all these new species? Absolutely love it. This is another must get for me. And next up, we have a repaint of the Ceratosaurus. And I have to say, this is the best looking paint scheme I've ever seen on this mold. I love the red, the black, and the light grays. The color scheme reminds me of the canceled Ultimasaurus from the Chaos Effect line. So yeah, this is a definitely another must get for me. Love the coloration on the Ceratosaurus. And now moving on to the massive biters, we're getting a repaint of the Sarcosuchus already. And I know when they first announced the Sarcosuchus, I was not a big fan of it. I really didn't like the looks of it until I actually saw the mold in person, and I really fell in love with it. It's a very well detailed mold. Still don't know how I feel about this repaint on the Sarcosuchus. This would probably be another case of when I finally see it in person, I'll make my decision if I'm getting it or not. And we're finally getting a non-battle damage version of the Albertosaurus. I absolutely love the Albertosaurus mold. It made it into my top 5 figures of 2019 list. And the color scheme on this, absolutely love it. The green, the red, and the yellow just reminds me of the Ford Explorers from the first Jurassic Park film. Definitely picking up this Albertosaurus. And next up, we have the Super Colossal Indominus Rex, and this thing looks absolutely fantastic. Mattel just kills it when it comes to the Indominus Rex. I actually don't own any Super Colossal figures because the main reason is I don't have a lot of room to display my stuff, but this Indominus Rex looks so good, I may actually make an exception for this one. And next up, we have a repaint of the Control and Conquer Carnotaurus. And I gotta say, it's an okay repaint. I think the part that really kills me on it is that painted on battle damage on the nose of this figure. I hate when the battle damage is just painted on. I'd rather it be sculpted in. So I think this figure is going to be a pass for me. I absolutely do love the Control and Conquer Carnotaurus mold, but this repaint isn't different enough for me to justify getting another one. But then again, I'll probably just wait until I see it in person before I make my final decision. And lastly, yes, we are at the end for the stuff I'm going to cover. We have the Ultimate Electronic Tyrannosaurus Rex. And yeah, I'm not really too impressed with it. It's the same paint scheme that we saw on the last release of the Extreme Chompin' T-Rex. The head sculpt does look a little bit different, but I'm kind of suffering from T-Rex fatigue. I actually even said that in my last review of the Extreme Chompin' Rex that something really cool needs to come out for me to pick up a new one. And I know this is a different action feature. This looks like a souped up version of the Thrash and Throw T-Rex. But yeah, this isn't different enough for me to justify adding another T-Rex to my collection. But I guess I'll just wait and see when I see one in store and play around with it and make my final decision then. But I just have a gut feeling I'm probably not going to pick this one up. And sorry, I lied. Totally forgot to add this Stegosaurus repaint into the video, so we're just going to take a look at it right now. So this is a repaint of the Stegosaurus. I am not sure what assortment this is going to come out in. The Stegosaurus is usually a $20 figure, so that should put it in with the massive biters, but a Stegosaurus really isn't a massive biter, it's a massive swinger. So I really don't know where this is going to fall into what assortment, but you know, the repaint is okay. It just kind of reminds me of the Mega Dual Attack Stegosaurus that came out last year, just with that gray coloration. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I may add it. This is still going to be another case of when I finally see one in person, I'll probably make my final decision. So I hope you guys like all these updates coming from Toy Fair. Very surprised we didn't see anything on the Amber Collection, Dilophosaurus, and Dennis Nedry, but we still have 2 more days of Toy Fair going on. So hopefully during the Mattel panel we'll get more news, and when that comes out, we'll definitely be doing a video about that. So that'll do it for this update. As always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.